Why have you decided to go ahead and lay these perjury charges against the KZN commissioner? Some will argue that he's already taken accountability and apologized.
Yeah, well, it's not a domino club. This is Parliament. You've got the time to think about your statement. You actually put pen to paper. You speak to the parliamentary legal team that is going to do the inquest. And then you come and give oral testimony. The man had 4 or 5 times to think about it and say, no, this may not be true. But he went out and said it anyway. This is Parliament. You don't come here with half-baked stories, even if you are General Mkhwanazi.
My understanding is that there are some MPs that have directed that he come and appear before the ad hoc committee so that he can officially withdraw the statement he made. They were not satisfied with a text message or a call that he made to the evidence leader. So far, it doesn't seem like he has issues with that. So if he does appear before the committee and officially withdraws that statement he made, do you think the charges then will still stand?
We're not in favor. If he missed a date or small event, that would be okay. You can come back and apologize. You can possibly send an email and say, hold on a second, I can correct this. I was wrong on this point. But this man stood in front of this committee and lied. He's lied and he's thrown mud and he's made allegations against people and he's brought absolutely no proof with him. So we are taking the hard line with General Mkhwanazi as he appears to be taking a hard line on everything else. Understand, the General has questioned the credibility of everybody, the judiciary, the NPA, the investigator, the complainant. So the General must take accountability.
Is this personal for you? I mean, the KZN Commissioner has called you out for how he believes you mishandled classified information. This could be seen as revenge from your side and not so much to do with the cleanup in the SAPS as you have suggested.
Let me tell you on the record, I can't hold a grudge, but this is not about me. This is much bigger than me. This is bigger than all of us. This is about the total control of the South African police services. And we believe that there is a band of criminals that is running the South African police services. And we stand in defense of the boys in blue.
Will you be testifying before the commission, especially given that you have information that was leaked to you about the behavior of crime intelligence officers?
It would be highly suspicious if I was not called to this commission, because I've got things to say and I can back up what I say. I'm not coming here like an honorable general making allegations dressed in camouflage. I'm coming here to tell the truth, and I've got documentation to prove a lot of what I say. The commission will make its own findings. I'm not here to influence it. I've been relatively quiet on the issue, but General Mkhwanazi has raised more questions than answers. And let me tell you what I think, if you'll allow me. He called that press conference on the 6th of June and he made 3 big points. The one was the 121 dockets that he alleged that General Sibiya had taken unlawfully. He accused General Sibiya of leaving it in his office to gather dust. When the pudding was tasted and tested, it became clear that the last time those dockets were handled was in 2022. The dockets, in actual fact, had gathered dust on Mkhwanazi's watch. Number 2, the PKTT. He accused the minister of illegally or unlawfully disbanding it. I'm not sure if I'm using the right terminology, but he had a big issue with the disbandment of the PKTT. On the 5th of March, the parliamentary portfolio met. General Kumalo, who is the accused in the cases that I've laid, he is before the courts. He did a presentation, he gave us a slideshow. At round about the 49th minute, he made the admission that we've had only one politically motivated death in KZN this year, i.e., we no longer need this unit, not at a cost of 100 million rand a year. General Mkhwanazi was in that meeting, he did not object. So outslides that allegation as well. If he felt that strongly, here was his chance to say, I disagree. I'm the commander of this unit. This is not how it should be. He was quiet. Point number 3, he mentions a certain MP in possession of secret evidence, secret papers, unlawfully, whatever the case might be. That MP was me. He might as well have mentioned my name. I was in possession of classified documentation. I did what I still think was the responsible thing to do. I took it to the police station because the law requires me as a lawmaker to go and report any crime that has financial implications of more than 100,000 rand. If Mkhwanazi wants to rewrite the constitution, then he must do so. I complied with the law. He wants me in prison for complying with the law. Now, I tell you this. If these are the 3 points that this man called this press conference on, throw it out the court today already.
Yeah. So, Fadiel, you've mentioned a number of points, though, that I want to respond to. I think the last point I want, because I've heard you on the show and we spoke about the information that you said was leaked to you, and I've asked you lots of questions around how you handle that information. But the first 3 points that you mentioned there, let's start with the last one. You're saying that Dumisani Khumalo did come to Parliament and indicated that there was one political killing in KwaZulu-Natal. But when you look at the work of the political killings task team over the last couple of years, has it or has it not done a good job? Because even the Minister of Police, even Shadrach Sibia, that you've just mentioned, has never indicated that the political task team has failed in its duty, especially the duty of going after and investigating the political killings task team. So where in the statement of Dumisani Khumalo did he say that there has been a failure by this task team?
He never said there was a failure. He said that we had one politically motivated killing for the year.
Which probably proves to you that the political killings task team has been successful over the years. Do you know how many politicians were killed in KwaZulu-Natal over the last 6 years? Do you know how many of them have been dying every single year? How many have been dying?
Yes, I do.
How many?
Well, they're sitting with 58 murder dockets right now for the last 5 years, and they've got about 50 convictions for politically motivated killings over the last 5 years. Let me throw this curveball at you. How many kids die on the Cape Flats tonight? 10. What is the budget for the AGU? 7 million rand a year. The anti-gang unit, dealing with 3,000 corpses a year, works with 7 million rand. The political killings task team, working with maybe 3-4 murders a year, gets 100 million rand excluding overtime. In that unit, the average monthly overtime is 40,000 rand a month. They sleep 5-star. They eat 5-star. They ride off vehicles left, right, and center. And you are asking me to compare this with what's going on here.
Okay, Fadiel, please, let's not confuse the listeners here. Not once did I ask you to compare this with what's happening in the Cape Flats. You are the one that just brought in the issue of the Cape Flats, and I absolutely agree with you. It's a mess over there, and that needs to be attended to. In fact, if you, as a member of parliament, think that there needs to be a political killings task team, how about you start motivating for that? Because it is necessary. I'm asking you about the KwaZulu. I'm asking you. Hold on.
The minister said. Let me quote the minister for you before you go any further.
Okay, you've just made a statement. I need to respond to you, right? I'm asking you about the political killings task team. I'm putting it to you that the reason you've had one, as you indicate that it is what Dumisani Khumalo has said, that should be able to prove to you that actually the work that they've been doing is succeeding. Because 5 years from where we are right now, the situation was completely different. That is why the president established the political killings inquiry. That is why the chairperson of that inquiry, at the end of that long period, decided that we probably need a specialized team that can deal with these killings because it was a crisis. You are telling us now that one person was convicted. And I'm suggesting to you that that speaks to the success of the task team, which Shadrach Sibia and even the Minister of Police that you have quoted earlier don't seem to contradict.
You've just made my answer. You just made my argument for me. It was needed. Was being the operative word. If you listen to Khumalo himself, he says that we don't need this task team anymore.
You said he didn't say that. You said, asked you.
I said IE. You're not listening, sir.
Earlier on, I said to you, I said to you, where in the statement of Dumisani Khumalo did he say that the political killings task team is not needed? You said he didn't say that.
If you go and check the minutes, maybe I didn't hear you right. He says we've had one killing this year and it's no longer needed. It's there. So it's around about the 52nd or 53rd minute. So my question is, why is the PKTT being thrown at us as if it's going to save this country? I'm telling you now that yes, we needed the PKTT. Have they done sterling work? I think they did an okay job. I think they did. We're down to one murder a year. But we've got 58 outstanding dockets. We got 130 people working that at 100 million rand a year. Now, I want to give you context to why I'm so opposed to this. You refuse to listen to the context. I'm telling you that if you come to the Cape Flats, an area the size of Durban, not KZN, we're dealing with 3,000 dead bodies a year. But it doesn't matter because these are colored boys and girls. It doesn't matter. Now, when the minister steps forward and says, I want to give everybody more resources, look at the death toll in the Cape Flats. How can I not support that?
But that's not the reason the minister has given for actually disbanding the political killing system. And even if that becomes the reason he gives, there's a process that you follow before you disband anything. Before you even take a decision that this thing is unnecessary, you actually get a report first. Did the minister get a report on the success, the functionality of the political killing system?
Right there. The minister did say so. You've not been watching the ad hoc. However, on the issue of the disbandment, after listening to the DM today, I'm asking myself, could the minister have handled it better? And I have to say yes. He could have been more consultative, irrespective of the fact that I do agree with him. He should have included the DM. He should have had a longer discussion with the NASCOM. He should not have spoken to Mkhwanazi, because as per protocol, Mkhwanazi must speak to an MEC. He doesn't speak to the minister. That's not how it works.
But that's precisely what has always been the issue with the decision of the minister. Nobody says the minister is wrong for wanting to try and ensure that even in the Cape Flats, you've got specialized units that are able to respond to the crime levels there. If you've been listening and watching the committee, you'll see that the questions have been focused on the process that the minister has followed. That's why even the deputy minister today was asked extensively about the process the minister followed. As you say, he didn't consult extensively. The case has been made that he went and interfered in operational matters of the SAPS, because as a minister who's a political overseer, you don't just issue an instruction like that. So nobody questions what you're saying, that there's a need for more resources in the Western Cape. The question here is, did the minister act in the right manner? And from what I've heard from you, you agree that he didn't.
No, I'm saying the minister could have done better. I'm sure the minister is adult enough to say, I could have done better.
Well, he didn't.
I'm 100% sure. But I'm giving you my justification and my motivation for my stance on this issue. We cannot, under any circumstances, be spending 100 million rand a year investigating a handful of murders. We can't. The country can't afford it. And I tell you now that the Cape Flats certainly can't.